So today I'm going to do a quick art journal page. I'm not going to fast forward, it's actually going to be real time, and I'm going to do it on the first page in my new Dina Wakley journal, and I'm also going to use Dina Wakley scribble sticks and a few other bits and pieces. So it's going to be a quick art journal page. It's not going to be too involved, and it's going to be fairly experimental. So the first page in the journal is kind of like a canvassy kind of texture. I don't know whether the camera can pick that up. Might be too bright. There you go. You can just see the texture in the shadow of my hand if you look really, really closely. So it's a kind of canvassy texture. Now, I've got a page protector because I don't know whether or not these scribble sticks are going to go through onto the page behind. So that's why I've got a page protector in there. So I'm going to just open up the scribble sticks. As you can see, untouched, and I'm just going to use the scribble sticks. I'm going to put some colours down. I'm going to just start off using the yellow and orange, I think, to start off with. I'm just going to add some pools of colour. Now, obviously I'm going to pick up that edge there, so let's just have to move that out of the way. Trial and error. So I'm just going to add some pools of colour. And then we're going to activate these with water. I've got some clean water just off to my right hand side here with a clean paintbrush. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow down here as well. And then I think I'm just going to add a small amount of the turquoise one. Just a small amount. I'm not going to add a lot. And then we're going to see what happens when I add some clean water. I'm not going to go mad with the water, and I'm just going to activate and see how it works on this canvas. Just blending the colours together. So we're getting a little bit of a colour wash. I'm just kind of cleaning the brush. A few hints of colour there. And then obviously the turquoise is going green in there. So pretty much all of the scribble stick has reacted. I'm just going to add some more of that turquoise down there because I like that colour. Maybe not wet enough. Maybe too much. That started to pill on that canvas. Maybe rubbed a little bit too hard. So my camera card just decided it was full, so I've just taken the opportunity while I've emptied it to also dry off the page. Okay, so step number 2 is I'm going to add to the page what Dina Wakley herself calls a word river or a word block river. That's just using torn fragments of book page and some Mod Podge. This is the matte paper Mod Podge. So I'm not going to go mad with this, and I'm just going to create a kind of curve out of the blocks of paper. So, and it just go in literally over the top really, really quickly, not creating anything spectacular, nothing clever. While I'm doing it, literally just in that corner, I extend it over here, cover up that little bit where it pilled, so I wasn't too upset about that. But this is what happens when you're learning to work in a new journal. You've got to accept the limitations of how the media works. So we'll just add another piece up there, and maybe one more down here. Put it sideways on. Cool. Okay. So I need to dry that now. Okay, so dry. So I'm going to grab a stencil, and I have my garden patina archival ink, and I'm just going to add, this is the bubble stencil from Diane Reevely, Dilution, so I'm just going to add some of those circles across the page, like so. There, and I'm going to add a few down here, just going over that paper a little bit, and then a couple just over here in this corner also, and that's it. I'm also going to bring in, this is the, I think it's a honeycomb, again from Dilution. I'm going to use the same colour, garden patina again, and just do a couple of those down there, and a couple just coming in there, and then I'm going to do some smaller ones just down here, so they're almost connecting up. And that's all I'm going to do for that, for the stenciling at this moment in time. So for my focal point, I have a vintage lady. Now I've already gone over this. This was just printed off on an inkjet printer. Now to make sure that the ink doesn't run, I've gone over the top with a tea light. So it's a wax tea light, and I've just rubbed over the top, and then using my heat gun, I've heated it so that the wax sinks into the paper. As you can see, it's created almost like a glassine. And when you put the paper down over the top, you can actually see the book text go through. So I'm going to glue this down now using the Mod Podge. So I'll just clean off my brush, and then I'm going to add the Mod Podge. So we're about there, aren't we? So all the way up there, fair amount, and then I'm going to turn it over, lay it down so that we're about even, and then I'm going to go over the top. Now, because I've used that wax, see some of the ink is giving a little bit of trouble, but that's okay. The majority of it, we're going to go around with Stabilo All Pencil in a bit anyway. It's not an exact science, art journaling isn't. Excuse my phone. Somebody obviously wants my attention. That'll do. So I'm just going to give that a blast. Okay, so as you can see, the colours started to actually show through, and you've actually got some of the image coming through. So this is the Stabilo Black All Pencil, so I'm just going to go around the outside of my lady. Just to create kind of border. like so. And then with some Dina Wakley white acrylic paint, I'm just going to put a little bit on my craft mat just there, like so. And I'm going to grab a fine detail brush, which is just behind me. If we turn around. Grab that one. And I'm going to grab some of the white paint, and then I'm just going to go around the edge, and that's going to activate the pencil and turn it into kind of like a grey, like a grey paint colour. I'm just going to create a bit, almost like a drop shadow. This is inspiration for this page was actually taken from the Dina Wakley book Art Journal Freedom, where she has created an art journal page very, very similar to this, but instead of using this image, she's used that one. So these are images which are public domain, which you can download just by searching. Now, I believe the one that Dina's used was from the website The Graphics Fairy, which is where I found it when I was searching for vintage lady images. So, as you can see, that black is mixing with the white rather nicely, but depending on how much white paint you use, obviously the lighter it's going to get. I'll just add a little bit more white to the edge. And just blend it with the brush, just to line it up in areas. There we go. My vintage lady. A bit more white down there, just to try and soften that out a little bit. Maybe just a bit down there. Okay, give that a quick blast. Okay, that's all now dry, and now I've got a Pigment Micron number 8 archival ink, and I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling. Just to add a little bit of doodling. So all I've written there very, very loosely is art doesn't have to be complicated. And that's it. So the next, I'm going to grab some brown. Now I've already put the letters ART from my Worn Text Tim Holt alphabet set, and I have just a brown ink. I'm just going to load up the stamps, and then I'm going to just put it there. And then we're almost done. Very, very simple page. I can take that out now. The page protector's out there now. Now, it's missing something. So it's missing a few white splatters. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to mix some of that white acrylic paint. And I've got this little brush here, which I've already got loaded up with water anyway. So I'm just going to mix that on my craft mat like so. And then I'm just going to add just a few splashes up there. None on her face, which is cool. And do you know what? I'm going to call that page done. It's the first one in the new journal, and I think that's going to be it. So I'm just going to sign it in this corner, try not to smudge it, and put today's date, 5/4/17. And that's it. I'm leaving it. Page complete. So if you've enjoyed watching this art journal page, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with all your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. I'd just like to thank all of my angels, because without you, this video would not have been possible. Thanks once again. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye for now.